for me. There you go.
Good evening. This is how we go see it. I feel funny back here.
Yeah, it feels a little strange.
With a piece of paper talking about
Bank of America.
Bank of America. Yeah, so I came across this on Twitter this morning, and it is, we're going to talk about Bank of America and the robo-signing settlement and what that means. And so I sent Dennis this article this morning.
Yeah, I thought it was actually really interesting. We're finally starting to get more details about the deal that was cut here recently. And Bank of America, of course, always comes out in the headline, like so, but they're not the only ones involved.
Well, the headline's kind of funny. Bank of America reaches deal on housing.
Yeah, as if they planned this whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, shrew. 5 years later, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, that's not really what... So that's not the point of the article. The point of the article is that essentially, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, and Ally Bank, settled with, I don't know how else to describe it, the government, the feds, and the states.
And it was essentially the state's attorney general for 49 states.
And they settled on this robo-signing fiasco, and if you don't know what that is, then go watch a different video. But essentially, Bank of America, this article is specifically about Bank of America and what they're going to be doing out of this settlement. And essentially, what was interesting, and the reason I forwarded it to Dennis, is it says 2 things that I found interesting. One is that it's promising to do principal reductions up to $100,000
on B of A loans.
Well, and that's what we got to talk about is the caveats of this.
Right.
But essentially, if you owed $400,000 on a house and it was serviced by Bank of America, and if you were somehow affected by this settlement, they could actually reduce your principal balance owed to $300,000, possibly. Unless there's, and this is the big thing, unless your loan is an FHA or VA loan, or it's owned by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or some other government.
Yeah, so the 4 loans that aren't covered by that, you guys are going to be raking it in.
I mean, any other government-sponsored entity. And so basically, if your loan is not owned by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, or VA, then you might be eligible for this. And you have to understand that Bank of America, our understanding is that for any bank, again, just to explain this rule, if you write a mortgage check, that goes to the servicer of the loan. Somewhere behind that is an investor, and the investor hires a servicer to send you mortgage statements and make sure you're paying and doing all of that. So of all the loans that Bank of America services, maybe 20% are eligible for this settlement.
And I think that might be actually a little generous.
80% are either FHA, VA, or government-sponsored entities like Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
Right.
And so basically for this settlement might apply to 20% of Bank of America's portfolio.
Right.
So I just don't want people to get all excited and read this article and hear about the robo-signing settlement and then think they're going to get $100,000 wiped off their principal balance.
Yeah, no, there's a gaping hole in this particular settlement in terms of the general public. I mean, it really doesn't address the vast majority of the loans out there. So, yeah, as Jesse said, don't get too excited.
And the other thing that's interesting on this is Bank of America is temporarily halting foreclosure sales of homes that could be covered under the settlement until it has time to solicit potential beneficiaries. So one of the things that's really been in question recently is the foreclosure market. What I mean by that is we are seeing not very many homes going into foreclosure, surprisingly. We know it's there. We know the inventory's there. We're just not seeing properties being actively foreclosed on a high level. As an example, today is Friday when we're filming this. It is an auction day in the state of Washington.
Right.
I think there were 24 properties going to auction in Snohomish County, down from 190 about 18 months ago.
Right.
So we know there's a lot of foreclosure inventory, but for some reason they're not hitting the steps, and this is one example of that. And so what it means, I guess, is if you are, and you know what, Bank of America has this reputation. I mean, the reality is if you stop paying your loan, if I have a consultation with somebody and they have a Bank of America service loan, and they're worried that if they stop paying their loan, they're gonna get foreclosed on right away.
Once again,
What do we do?
Yeah.
I laugh. I'm like, I have clients that haven't paid a Bank of America loan for 4 years. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 4 years on one.
And a lot of that is a result of the absorption of Countrywide. I mean, I think there's I don't know what the percentage is, but I'd say it's a large percentage of the B of A portfolio resulted from the Countrywide
Well, this says
takeover. So
that the deal where Bank of America acquired Countrywide has cost Bank of America more than $30 billion.
Yeah.
Not counting the loss in stock price from those losses. So anyway, I guess our message is that this Bank of America robo-signing thing, it could result, there's a very small chance, if you're a homeowner, a distressed homeowner with a Bank of America service loan, there's a small chance you might be eligible for principal reduction. At the very least, it just may take them longer to foreclose on you, which gives you more opportunity to do a short sale, in our opinion. So there you go. Thanks, guys.
that's the news flash. Thank you.